It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. It is a Tuesday, and do y'all know how y'all make me feel? Y'all make me feel like a natural woman. It is the day, y'all. It's a Tuesday. It is Women's Week here on the Daily Doug, and I don't know if I feel like a natural woman, but I am paying homage to a classic song today, written by Carole King, made immortal by Aretha Franklin and Carole King and several others. And I can't think of a better thing to do on a Tuesday than to listen to some classic music with all of you. So I am glad that you are here today. As we continue on our Women's Week focus here, I wanted to go back to this song because it's a soundtrack, part of the soundtrack of our lives. And I have heard the song. It's not going to be a first reaction, y'all. Come on now. But we're going to listen to a couple different versions of it and look into the history of this song a little bit and just sit back and enjoy. So, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman was written by Carole King and Gerry Goffin. Carole wrote the music and Gerry wrote the lyrics. It was written for Aretha Franklin specifically, and it was recorded originally by Aretha on her 1968 album called Lady Soul. A couple years later, Carole recorded it herself on her 1971 landmark album, Tapestry. The story behind the creation of the song, as I read, goes a little bit like this. Jerry Wexler was a big producer at Atlantic Records in that era, and he apparently had been studying some of the African American culture, musical culture, and traditions, and he was musing on the concept of natural man or the natural man. And he happened to come across Carole and Gerry in New York, and he yelled out to them that there should be a natural woman song for Aretha Franklin on her next album. He gave them the title. And so apparently later that day or that evening into the night, Goffin and King went home and they wrote the song. And the next is history. And they granted Wexler a co-writing credit to boot on this. So that's where that comes from. Also, as I was reading in today, I recognized just how many covers of this song exist. Just a few of them. Peggy Lee did one back in the day. Mary J. Blige has done one. Celine Dion. Even Rod Stewart did a cover of this song. And I don't think I've heard that one. But for today, I want to listen to two versions of this. We're going to listen to Carole's original Tapestry version. And then I want to go to Aretha's stirring rendition at the Kennedy Center Honors event in 2015, paying tribute to Carole, who was a recipient of the award on that day. So, my friends, let's go. Let's do it. This is Carole singing all the way back in 1971 on Tapestry, and it's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." Here we go.
Looking out
Just right into it.
on the morning rain, I used to feel
No intro or anything.
uninspired.
Just right into it. She's an A for this one. A down to E, 1 down to 5, and then flat 7, the G, down to D. It's the same progression, just down a step for those chords.
Before the day
2,
I met you,
5.
life was so unkind. Your love was the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural
Such a great hook, isn't it? Just iconic.
When my soul was in the lost and found,
it's a simpler arrangement on Tapestry than what Aretha did originally. I mean, Aretha sold it all up, and it was in a faster tempo. She had background singers, she had some strings on there, and it was in a higher key, a minor third higher. Aretha originally sang it in C, and this one's in A.
Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. 'Cause if I make you happy, I don't need to do more.
And if I make you happy, I don't need to do more. As I was reading in today, people were arguing what a natural woman actually feels, like what this is actually about. Some people were arguing that it's a song about a woman becoming pregnant. And I don't know if I agree with that, but feeling like your natural self is an individual thing, right? So it's widely applicable to every one of us. A major 4 chord, major 4/7. Up and then it's just keyboard, you know, so it's still vulnerable even though it's assertive. And of course Carole has a wonderful voice and a wonderful delivery, quite different from Aretha's style. But it's a testament to the quality of the composition, how pliable it is. All right. So there's the end of that one. And, you know, I thought for a quick second, y'all, that it would be great to do this one either from my keyboard or from the piano at the church where I work. But as I reminisced on what these recordings actually sound like, I'm like, there is no way that I'm going to try to play piano over the top of Carole King or Aretha Franklin, who plays piano herself in this next selection. If you have not seen this, y'all, you're welcome. But I think most of you probably have. I remember distinctly sitting in the living room on probably a Sunday night or a weekend, you know, and we were watching the Kennedy Center Honors, and Carole King is being honored, and out onto the stage comes Aretha Franklin. We're like, great, she's going to sing this classic song. And then she sits down at the piano, and everybody there loses their collective shit. So it was 2015, 48 years after Aretha originally recorded it. And it's just awesome. So let's take a look. Aretha Franklin doing her live version of You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman in 2015. Here we go.
One, Aretha Franklin.
Carole's loving it. Aretha's loving it. There's Clive. And she goes to sit down at the piano. And Carole's like, can't believe it. And it sounds like Aretha. You know? Now, Aretha's doing this in B flat, a half step above where Carole's version on Tapestry was, but a full step lower than Aretha's original version. There's those strings coming in with it. love Carole's humanity that she shows. She is so appreciative and living in the moment and just soaking up every bit of it. Be a backing singer. So 1 down to 5, and then we do that progression down a full step. Flat 7 down to 4. Hanging out on the 2 chord. And man, I miss the Obamas. It was a sad few years that we didn't get to have a president who really appreciated the arts, so that we could have our executive present, you know, at events like this. And Aretha gets up, she's ripping it. Carole can't believe it. And she was just ramping up the energy, and it's just iconic, isn't it? All the people in those expensive seats get up, and and Carole's like, keep going, girl. And everybody's looking up and like, yeah, Barack is digging it. Celebration of song and artistry and validation for there's flat 6 back to 1. Wow. High F from Miss Aretha at the end. It makes her feel like a natural woman. It makes me feel happy. Just, it's a great song, right? How can you not feel uplifted listening to that? Coming up next on the Kennedy Center. Oh. Awesome. Well, y'all, it's a little bit of you know, I mean, I do reactions here on the channel, and Megan's like, well, we know this. I'm like, I know, but we got to include it, right? It's Women's Week. How are we not going to have Aretha Franklin and Carole King on the channel, you know? And I just love that version of the original, of course, is iconic. But y'all, I'm sure all know that one. But I don't know if everybody has seen this latest one. You know, it's a great love song. If we go back to the verses, looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Okay? I'm sure we all understand. Feeling tired, especially in 2022, after 2 years of pandemic and 6+ years of what is this world and country coming to, or 6+ years, you know? And we're just understanding that. And then before the day I met you, life was so unkind, but you are the key to my peace of mind. So this is a person who is saying to their other person, you make me feel seen, you make me feel loved, you make me feel protected, you make me feel safe, and you allow me to feel and act like my natural self. Now, if that means that I'm a if you're a woman, if it makes you, whatever happens, right? If it means you're pregnant, if it means you are in love, if it means that you are getting engaged, getting married, validating a relationship on an anniversary, or just enjoying your significant other's company on any given day, and you feel safe and natural and can be your true self around that person. That's what I think is at the crux of this song, and I think it's why it's so universally loved, because every one of us has a different way of feeling natural to our natural selves. And when we meet a person that allows us to be our natural selves in their company, and we're not alone, and we're loved, and we're seen, and it makes everything better, doesn't it? It just does. In the bridge, oh baby, what you've done to me, you make me feel so good inside, and I just want to be close to you, you make me feel so alive. It's not a hidden meaning, y'all. It's right in the lyrics. It's overt, and it is universal, I think. The desire to be loved and the joy we feel when we're in a relationship that uplifts us in that way. It's a real remarkable tune, and it was written, I think, in 67, first recorded or first released early in 68, and with all of these covers and future generations, subsequent generations connecting to the song, making it their own, I think it's a song that's going to live on for quite some time. So thank you to Aretha for her life of just absolute artistry and wonderful recordings that we have to continue to interact with, and to Carole for her amazing career and great musicianship. And let's not forget Gerry there. Some great words. And, it's just a wonderful thing to connect with music like this. There's so much crap going on in the world. Sometimes it's nice to just take a few minutes and feel uplifted by some of the art that is around us. So I thank you for hanging out with me today and for going along for the ride with me. We got a lot of great more stuff coming up on the channel, more music by women this week, so make sure you stay tuned. But that is all for today. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you later on another edition of The Daily Doug.